What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 68 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, the incomparable Zach Jones, joined as always by the Phobos to my Demos, Lester Jones.
Hello, everybody.
I've actually heard of those.
I'm Bill and Ted.
Is that what that's from?
I don't know.
Well, they're mythological. I know them from because I played the shit out of that Assassin's Creed Odyssey game, and I think like Phobos is their horse, and Deimos is like another character.
Okay.
I'm sure they've been in other things though. And of course, we got the ninth wonder, Chocolate Thunder, eating that poon, never stopping too soon, the clit licking, never quitting, having fun, making pussies run, the phenomenal one, A.J. Singh.
That describes me perfectly, everybody. Hello, nice to meet you.
Now, I will say, guys, we're recording this a little later in the week than we usually do, but the benefit of that is I got some late-breaking Disney Plus news that I'll get to. But before that, you guys got any stories from the week or things you've been watching this week?
Man, yesterday was my birthday. We went out and celebrated. Restaurants are surprisingly busy on Veterans Day. I didn't realize Veterans Day was a big holiday like that.
Well, there's a lot of restaurants that give you like a free cheapy meal if you're a veteran. So that's probably we're all out. We're all out trying to get our freebies.
I saw a lot of really old guys, like really old people out. Yeah, definitely the older people getting that deal. But that was good. We got some good food yesterday. And throughout the week, what I watch, I started watching Big Mouth, the new season.
Yeah, I plowed through that season.
You watched it all?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks good.
Yeah, it's one of like the million things that is on my want to watch list, but
Yeah.
who knows when I'll get to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I started watching that. I watched Shang-Chi again last night, just because it was released last night on Disney Plus. So give it a shot again. Fun movie, holds up. Probably won't watch it again though, because now I've pretty much memorized.
After 2 times, you memorized it?
Well, you know what I mean. Like I know the plot now. It's
Right.
not going anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, that was my week basically.
What about you? What have you been watching?
Yeah, I watched the last season of Big Mouth. It was really good. I just finished the Doom Patrol season finale.
I still need to do that, but I've watched everything up until then.
Both of those were really solid. I've been on kind of like a streak, but I think it's coming to an end, so maybe I'll take a little break from the TV for a little while.
Yeah, so I also caught up on Doom Patrol except for that final episode. I will say, like, I really liked the show, but if I had one note for the writers of the show, it's to understand that you don't really have a budget, a good sized budget for like CGI effects, because like there's one scene, I don't know if you remember in that second to last episode, where like there's this one character that can transform into different things. And like that scene just looked really awkward and really bad. And then there's other like things throughout the season here and there that I'm like, ugh, they tried their best, but it didn't really pull it off on a TV budget.
I don't
Doom
know. I
Patrol?
didn't worry about it too much, I guess.
I mean,
I think you're right, though.
it just it seems like they could have wrote around it and maybe been a little bit stronger. There's also one character that they use sparingly, probably because it's expensive, but it's a totally CG character, and it's comparable to like King Shark on the Flash show and things like that, where it's just like you tried, but it looks a little bit weird. I also started watching Superman and Lois, of course, not to be confused with Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman from the 90s, which everybody at this table has agreed once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to provide a commentary track for every episode. But no, it's CW. Well, it's on HBO Max, but it's a CW show. They did a new Superman show. What was his name? Tyler Hoechlin or Hoechlin, something like that, is Superman. Who first guest appeared in episodes of Supergirl, and he's done some, guest spots as Superman on some of the CW shows. But now he's got his own show, and I'm only about 5 episodes deep, but I am digging it so far. It's good. Mm-hmm. And then I also did not a ton, but a little bit of gaming. I started this game. It's not a new game. It's been out a couple years. This game called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and like the thing about it is, like, I don't usually wear headphones when I play a game. I usually just use the TV audio. But like this game is like kind of famous for like they suggest you use headphones. So I have been playing it with my headphones because basically like the game, like the woman you're playing as, like a big theme of the game is like mental illness, and she's like schizophrenic. And so like you'll have like you can hear like the voices in her head like whispering like to your right and to your left and stuff. And it's like it is a cool idea. I think maybe they overuse it at certain points. But it's definitely like a cool idea, and it makes me wonder like are there other games where I should be wearing headphones? Like are there cool effects that I'm like missing out on maybe?
I know when I played Call of Duty, like if you wore headphones, you could literally hear like footsteps of people walking behind you.
I've heard that like professional Call of Duty players will do that so they can hear the footsteps and stuff.
Yeah.
I just was never a first person shooter guy, so I never really got into those, but I can imagine that would help.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like I was cheating when I wore headphones. Like I could hear people right behind me. I turned around one time, this guy was trying to kill me. I stabbed him. You know, I mean, wide open. Yeah, just a person should be dead to rights, gone, but they have a real chance they can hear you coming. It's like Spidey sense, you know. You can tell somebody's around the corner or whatever.
Yeah. Imagine all the really good players, they probably headphone it up. But if you can catch someone unawares.
Yeah, I don't know if this is still a thing, but there was like a time like if you turn down your resolution, like you'd see people behind walls and stuff sometimes.
Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
Right? They'd be like hiding in the grass, but like if you turned down your settings, like the grass didn't show up in your graphics, shit like that.
You're playing in like black and white.
Like this is how you get these fuckers.
It sucks to have the shittiest settings.
Right.
It's kind of like you're wearing like night vision goggles.
That's not fair. He's got a 1995.
Yeah, he's playing on an Apple II, the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into the meat of this show, Disney had their every year they've been doing what they call Disney Plus Day, where they just kind of announce like all their upcoming like Disney shows and stuff. So I figured we could go through these, and you guys could just pitch in, see if any of these excite you or not. All right. This first one, I doubt it. They're doing yet another remake of Cheaper by the Dozen. Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff's reimagining of the hit family comedy Cheaper by the Dozen heads to the Disney Plus in March 2022. You guys excited about that?
Did they say the cast members?
That's all we know so far is those two, I guess.
I haven't seen Zach Braff in anything for a long time since Scrubs.
Yeah, he did Scrubs. I don't think he's been in anything big, not that I can remember.
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Next, Disenchanted, the sequel to the hit film Enchanted, starring Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey. I never saw that original movie, so I can't really be excited about this one. These ones I'm not really excited about, but these Diary of a Wimpy Kid, man, they seem to be doing all right, kids that keep making them.
I thought about getting the kids those. I know it's a popular series, but I don't know much about it.
Now they're making a new animated entry in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise. And then Roderick Rules, a second animated film from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid universe.
They're just jumping into multiples, huh?
Now this one, like, I was a fan of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers back in the day, but now they're making a John Mulaney and Andy Samberg star in a hybrid live-action CG animated feature. This just, like, reminds me of those, like, bad-looking, like, Smurf and, like, Chipmunk movies they made.
Oh,
like,
you got some more of that coming.
Yeah.
That was so great. Let's do more of that.
Like, if it was just animated, I would maybe give it a shot, but that doesn't sound very good to me. The Beatles Get Back. Peter Jackson's docuseries streams over 3 nights. So like a documentary about the Beatles. I like a few Beatles songs, but I'm not a Beatles maniac like a lot of people are, so that doesn't really excite me.
Yeah, I like the Beatles, but not interested.
Better Nate Than Ever, based on the book by Tim Federle. Better Nate Than Ever premieres spring 2022. Never heard of it. Oh, now this one I know will get AJ and his sister excited. Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah.
Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy return as the Sanderson sisters in this sequel to the Halloween cult classic premiering fall 2022.
Yeah, we were really hoping that would come out this year, this Halloween, but looking forward to it. It'll make next Halloween something to be excited about.
Pinocchio. Robert Zemeckis combines live action and visual effects in his reimagining of the classic story, starring Tom Hanks, Cynthia Erivo, Luke Evans, and the voices of Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Keegan-Michael Key, and Lorraine Bracco, premiering fall 2022.
Is this one of their live actions? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
It's like
They're doing so many of those remakes.
well, it says live action and combines live action and visual effects. So I don't know if maybe it's kind of like the Polar Express,
Like Mary Poppins back in the day.
or yeah,
Some combination.
some combination of the two. But I'm not sure visually what it'll look like.
I'll say that's a toss-up. We'll see how the ratings go.
The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Simon Pegg is back as Buck in an all-new movie. Man, I saw the first Ice Age movie, and then they made it like a million more, and I just didn't care.
Buck Wild, wasn't that George Seinfeld's or George Costanza's porn name?
Oh, I think it might have been. I'm not sure. This one sounds bad. Sneakerella. Set in the avant-garde sneaker subculture of New York City, the music-driven movie puts a gender-flip twist on Cinderella. Wasn't Cinderfella the gender?
Brought to you by Nike.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, pass.
The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, a new series based on the Disney Channel series from the 2000s. I never watched the Proud Family.
Was that black comedy?
Yeah, it was like a cartoon about a black family, yeah. But I was a little too old for it, I think, when it came out. High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Is there anything on here that's good?
Well, there's one thing on here that excites me.
Okay, at the bottom.
Season 3.
Said Hocus Pocus.
Man, they've made 3 seasons of this High School Musical show. Yeah, no one gives a shit about that. The Spiderwick Chronicles, a new live-action series based on the beloved best-selling books. Didn't they make a Spiderwick Chronicles movie once? I never saw it.
Seems like it. It probably sucked.
Baymax, this new series following Big Hero 6 Baymax, streaming exclusively summer 2022.
Yeah, I mean the movie was okay.
I still haven't watched the movie. I even, for some reason, got the movie for free. I have it in my Voodoo collection. I just never watched
Bothered
it.
yet.
Zootopia Plus, a new short-form series set in the mammal metropolis. I did like Zootopia.
Zootopia was good. I mean, you've got a large cast of characters, so I think there's probably potential there.
Yeah, if it gets good ratings, I would maybe check that out. Tiana, the long-form musical series about the newly crowned princess of Maldonia, heads to Disney Plus in 2023. Not really familiar with that. Intertwined, the first Disney Plus original series produced in Latin America, is now available to stream. Huh. So for all of our Latin listeners, there you go. Next is Pixar announcements. Oh, everybody loves Cars, right? That's your favorite Pixar movie? Well, now you can watch Cars on the Road. Pixar's Cars gets a new series with Mater and Lightning McQueen heading out on a cross-country road trip. Coming 2022. There's 2 new documentaries that explore the making of Pixar's Turning Red and Lightyear. And then Win or Lose, Pixar's first ever original long-form animated series lands on Disney Plus in 2023. Each 20-minute episode highlights the perspective of a different character at a middle school co-ed softball team as they prepare for their championship game. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Marvel Disney announcements. Hawkeye. Well, we know about this one. In post-blip New York City, Clint Barton teams up with a 22-year-old skilled archer, Kate Bishop, to unravel a criminal conspiracy, premiering November 24th, 2021. So that one's coming up, guys.
Wait, so that one's where he's still a renegade and he's fighting all those Yakuza guys, all that kind of stuff?
It didn't look like that by the trailer. It says post-blip.
So his family's not back yet, right?
But his family was in the trailer. Maybe it means the post the second blip.
Oh, okay. So
I think it must mean that because I don't think this is in the in between time. Moon Knight. I'm actually kind of excited for Moon Knight. A vigilante who suffers from dissociative identity disorder is thrust into a deadly war of the gods against the backdrop of modern and ancient Egypt. Series premiere 2022.
What's dissociative identity disorder?
Basically, multiple personality. At least that's what it is in the comics.
I got you.
There's actually a Moon Knight run by Jeff Lemire in the comics that I like quite a bit.
Like Legion kind of did that, right? Like where the guy was like schizophrenic and had powers.
Yeah, Legion was a pretty trippy show. I liked it
It
though.
was hard to keep up with all of that too, though.
Yeah.
I hope it's not too trippy.
Yeah, I definitely have a limit on like how abstract things can go before my brain kind of loses it. She-Hulk. Tatiana Maslany is She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters, a lawyer who specializes in superhuman-oriented legal cases, in a new comedy series coming to Disney Plus in 2022. So, man, we're going to be reviewing a lot of these. And then Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, a 16-year-old Pakistani American from Jersey City, gets superpowers like the heroes she always looked up to. That premieres summer of 2022. Echo. Alaqua Cox stars as Maya Lopez / Echo following her introduction in Hawkeye. Ooh, so apparently a character we haven't even met yet is getting their own spin-off.
Now we have to watch. Hawkeye.
Better hope the Echo's good.
Yeah.
With a bow and arrow.
Ironheart. Dominique Thorne is Riri Williams, a genius inventor who creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. Agatha, House of Harkness. Catherine Hahn returns as her fan-favorite character from WandaVision. Now, I liked her, but I think I would prefer they just, like, use her, not in her own show, but just as, like, you know, a character in other shows or maybe a movie. I don't
Some
know.
sort of team up or something.
I don't think I need I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but I don't really think I need a show.
They've been on the border of doing too much. They're definitely doing more than I want to watch. And, like, it's just getting worse, I think.
Secret Invasion. Samuel L. Jackson returns as Nick Fury, with Ben Mendelsohn reprising his role as the Skrull Talos in the crossover MCU series. Now, some of these, like, that I've read off are things I think they kind of already announced before. I don't know if maybe they gave a little more information on them here.
Like, I've heard of some of these things,
Yeah.
but some of these things I haven't. And I'm just, like Lester said, I'm surprised by how much they're releasing, like how much stuff they're putting out there. That's a lot of content.
Although I do feel sometimes like Disney Plus, is kind of bare. Like, I mean, it's not that they don't have a lot of stuff on there, but it doesn't seem like once they get all these shows and the Star Wars stuff rolling, they're going to have like probably too much stuff. But it does seem like they could maybe use some more new stuff right now. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, a holiday special written and directed by Guardians of the Galaxy veteran James Gunn. I like that that's just going to be like a one and done, you know, a nice little...
Yeah, I'd get in for that.
Yeah. Now, this is probably the thing that excited me the most and intrigued me the most. X-Men 97, a series featuring new stories set in the iconic 1990s animated series timeline. That sounds cool.
That sounds interesting. They're using the same animation style.
I mean, I'm assuming it'll look a lot better because that original animated...
Hand drawn is like notoriously like expensive.
I don't think they'll be doing hand drawn because that'd be too expensive. And actually, like, if you go back and watch those X-Men cartoons, like the animation is actually pretty rough in places, even though it is a good series. And the opening credits is really awesome. That song,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
They're gonna do. This is no surprise. They're gonna do What If Season 2. The multiversal animated series returns to Disney Plus for more stories told by the Watcher. I still need to watch Season 1 once Hawkeye's all collected and I subscribe. I'll have to watch those as well. Spider-Man Freshman Year, an animated series that follows Peter Parker's road to becoming Spider-Man within the MCU, told in a style evocative of Spidey's early comic book roots. Could be good. I Am Groot, original animated shorts explore Baby Groot's formative years before becoming one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, they're doing a lot of animated stuff. And then Marvel Zombies, this animated series reimagines the Marvel Universe as a new generation of heroes battle against an ever-spreading zombie scourge.
That's animated or
Animated.
that one could be a lot of fun. I have read those comics.
I have read the comics as well. Now we're to the Lucasfilm portion of the announcements. This one does nothing for me. Willow. Upcoming series Willow sees the return of Warwick Davis as the iconic character, joined by castmates Ruby Cruz, Aaron Kellyman, Ellie Bamber, Tony Ravolori, Amar Kedah Patel, and Dempsey Brick. Premieres in 2022. Like, I know I saw that movie when I was like a really young kid, and I just have no interest in that property whatsoever.
Why is that even a big deal?
I mean, apparently it has its fans, but I don't know. I think there's like there's not a ton of Lucasfilm property, so I think they're just trying to like grab onto what's there,
what they can use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, like an animated Indiana Jones could be cool.
Possibly.
This one we already knew about, but we find out it's coming next year, I guess. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor returns as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll definitely watch that. I mean, Mandalorian's good.
It's all Obi-Wan all the time.
Under the Helmet, The Legacy of Boba Fett. Learn about the origins and legacy of Star Wars legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett. Now streaming on Disney+. So that's just probably to get people to watch the...
I mean, all of those are going to be like, if they're good enough, I'll watch them.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to skip the National Geographic announcements because who really cares?
Nat Geo?
And then the other one is just like a couple things that are on like Disney's like international platform or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, not a ton excited me in there, but definitely like the X-Men 97 sounds intriguing to me.
I'd check it out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And the Marvel series as well.
I feel like the only people who got the Phoenix Saga right was the X-Men cartoon. That's where I like the Phoenix Saga.
Oh, yeah, because, like, I mean, I didn't watch that last X-Men movie about the Phoenix.
With Sansa stuff?
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, I saw that. It was not great.
And then they originally tried it in X-Men 3, which was fucking terrible, too. So, yeah, they've been having trouble with that.
Yeah.
That's one of the few parts I remember from that movie is, like, Wolverine, like, trying to get to her or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie was a huge disappointment. God, it sucked. All right, guys, should we get into the meat of the show then?
Well, I feel like we threw the biggest, most important thing out. We didn't even talk about how Paul Rudd is the sexiest man alive.
Oh yeah,
he got that.
Yeah,
the straightest straight man alive.
I know. Little old Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Do you think a lot of women are trying to get up on old Paul Rudd?
I think lots of women.
I'm sure he's got enough money to get some women up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's married with kids, but yeah, I'm sure a lot of women would like to get up with Paul Rudd
because he's a funny guy. He's rich and he's funny. Oh, women love that. None of us have it.
Go ahead and comment below on your feelings about Paul Rudd
and how sexy he is or is not. No, he is a good-looking guy, and he's aged very well.
Yeah, he looks the same.
Like everybody comments about, how he looks exactly the same as he did
in Clueless.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the show. So for anyone who hasn't watched, basically we're just going to go around the table. Everybody's going to bring a random topic, conversation, or a news story they find to the table. A lot of times we try to find things that are off the beaten path. And as tradition dictates, AJ, we usually start with you. So what do you got for us?
All right, we're often told growing up that we can be whatever we want to be, and it seems this was a message David Joyner took on board. Apparently, or after playing Barney the dinosaur from 1991 to 2001, he did what any retired dinosaur would do and set up his own tantric sex business. Yes, after spending a decade entertaining children, women are now his focus, with clients forking out hundreds of dollars for 3 to 4 hour sessions in which he unblocks energy. For their money, his client...
he's like jerking women off. Is this the?
Yeah, I mean, he seems like he's one of those like hysteria doctors.
Okay, he's like, I'm bringing this back,
like from the 1800s or whatever.
Yeah.
Doctors would just be giving like women orgasms.
Yeah. For their money, his clients are promised a ritual bath, chakra balancing, and a massage, which can apparently lead to mind-blowing orgasms. Wow, Barney, you dirty dinosaur. For Dave,
They just blew the lid off this case. He's going to jail. We're gonna have another story in like a week or two.
yeah. This all started when? For David, becoming a tantric sex man was a natural progression for a former dinosaur. Okay, this is getting weird. Speaking to Vice back in 2018, he said, the energy I brought up while in the costume is based on the foundation of Tantra, which is love. Everything stems, grows, and evolves from love. Even when you have emotionally blocked energy, the best way to remove it is to remove it with love and then replace it with God's divine love. Love heals and allows you to continue to grow. But while his energy may be the same, he certainly says things now that you wouldn't expect to come out of Barney's mouth. David has well and truly left the child-friendly dinosaur behind. Let me see. When Lingam,
He doesn't use the voice. Whoa!
when Lingam and the yoni, which is penis and vagina, meet, there's a certain energy that takes place that hands on the body alone cannot create. When you go down on a woman, it should be just like you're saying grace, like blessing the food you're about to receive. No food in the world can compare to goddess nectar because spirit is involved. Before you taste the goddess nectar, oh man, give thanks, say grace. I would love women to understand how powerful that energy is. Goddess nectar, the preferred meal of every purple dinosaur. Tantric sex has been around for years, but made its way into public eye when Sting said he and his wife Trudy were big fans. According to the Source School of Tantra Yoga, it focuses on combining passion, love, and consciousness to turn sex into a form of meditation. Or it says mediation, but I think it means meditation. The school makes no mention of goddess nectar, though. Yeah, that was cringy, man. Goddess nectar. Oof.
With a great big boner, Barney's on the floor. Who wants to walk the dinosaur?
It's concerning that this started when he was Barney.
Everyone knew he was bringing a weird energy to the table.
Yeah, he was bringing a weird energy. That's true.
I'll be honest. I always just assume like all like kids hosts like that are sexual demons.
Something's weird about them. Yeah, there's a guy named what's that dude's name who plays all those kids games and he does it on YouTube. He wears colorful hats.
Oh yeah, Blippi.
Oh, Blippi. Yeah.
Yeah, Blippi's definitely into some shit.
Yeah, Blippi's a millionaire, but Blippi does some weird ass shit for kids.
Didn't like the guy that was the voice of Elmo, like he was like gay, but he was also like trying to get in relationships with like underage boys and or shit like that.
I remember some controversy. I don't remember any detail.
I'm pretty sure he got fired.
I thought it came to light when he died. Like nobody knew until he like passed away.
No, I don't think he died. I don't think he's dead. I think in his case they found out though, and he just got fired or whatever.
There was like a British guy who did like something Seville. He was like a famous like kids entertainer.
Oh yeah.
And he I think it was Jimmy Savile or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He the whole country like he was like I think knighted or something. He was a big deal.
Yeah, he was he was a big star for them, and then like
they found out after he died.
It wasn't until after he died. Yeah, he did shit like his whole life.
What, he was like pedophile shit?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't know. At that point, if I was like one of those kids, I'd be so angry seeing this guy all over the place. I feel like I'd have to say something. But I mean, you never know. It's a complicated situation. What's going
did
through their
Netflix
minds.
have a documentary on that? I remember watching something at some point.
Yeah, I saw something about this guy. It's weird, yeah. But I mean, you know, people who like levitate towards children like that, it does kind of cause me to be concerned.
Yeah.
What do you think Captain Kangaroo was up to that fucking pervert?
God only knows.
Captain Kangaroo was a decorated war hero.
Actually, I guess like my mom's sister, when she was a kid, she was actually in a taping of Captain Kangaroo or whatever.
Actually, I think I heard a story about Captain Kangaroo where it's like,
I don't even know what he looks like. I've heard his
I don't
name.
know what he
I
looks
don't
like.
even know what he looks like.
but like, I want to say he was like a sergeant of some troops or something. They got in a bad situation. They were trying to retreat, and like he just stand up for like 10 seconds and let people shoot at him, so like his other troops could run away, and then he'd go down and he'd just stand up, and he kept doing this. So like he'd draw the fire. I was like, this crazy ass story, man.
What was Mr. Rogers in the military as well?
No, I think that one's an urban legend.
Oh, okay.
There's like an urban legend that he was like a decorated sniper or some more shit.
Yeah, I definitely heard that one. So that's that's bullshit.
Yeah, that would be funny.
All right, from sexual Barney to manifesto round 1.
So we're gonna come to the business side of things. So like I guess there's this new like electric car company called Rivian, something like that. Rivian.
I've heard of it.
And so I guess they've got some prototypes and they've taken some orders for cars, but they haven't like produced or they haven't made like any money. But they released, a stock or whatever, and like it's worth $100 billion, and they haven't really produced anything. And so that just seems crazy as shit. But also there's this pretty well known investor named Michael Burry, and he's like, just the speculation in the market and Bitcoin is more rampant now than it was in like the 1920s, and he's just waiting for everything to take a huge shit.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people are expecting shit to go down. Like they say there's
I
a
see so
bubble.
many like people with like nothing getting into all these coins and stuff. I'm just like, it's gonna eat shit.
Yeah.
I mean, what about this company was exciting people so much?
Well, I'm assuming like the prototypes look good. They like the cars. They have like a bunch of pre-orders and stuff, but they're not like they're not in full production yet or anything.
Tesla's big, like, defining feature is, like, self-driving, right? Like, that's what's so different about them compared to other
I mean,
people.
that's a big one, but I mean, they came into the luxury market with the first really decent electric car, I think. And I don't know, they just kind of blew the doors off, and they've got don't they have like a higher end, like almost a sports car, and then they have a number of the other models, but they're actually making profits now. So, but I don't know. He said he said they almost went bankrupt a couple times.
Man, I looked up recently. Elon Musk's net worth yesterday was $278 billion.
Yeah, they're taking some big swings, but
Bezos is around $200 billion, and his ex-wife is $58 billion. Bezos' ex-wife is worth $58 billion.
didn't she vow to give all hers away?
Yeah, she donates a lot of it.
Yeah. So, good chunk of that's going somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. We should get more women to divorce Bezos and help the world.
I'm guessing he won't walk that road again. That's that was an expensive one.
If he does, it'll be like the most ironclad prenup you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has any need to get married again. I don't know why anyone gets married the second time. Just like, okay, I've been there. We'll just chill.
Because you have to. It's always somebody in the
Somebody's
marriage.
gonna push it.
Yeah.
And then you just be like, oh yeah, sign a prenup, and then it's like a big fight, so then you're either like getting married without one, or you're breaking up or something.
But after 7 years of living together, you're automatically married. So
In some places, yeah.
do you lose half your shit then too?
I don't know the details on like what do they call those
Common law marriage.
common law marriage. Yeah.
I don't think most of those are enforceable, but maybe in certain states, maybe. But like in some places, it's not just living together. You got to present yourself as a married couple and do things like maybe have a joint checking account and things like that. So, but even then, like, I don't know. It seems like you could, if you had a good lawyer, like argue. And no, we're not married just because we live together. We're roommates or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems a little weird. Was that it on that one?
Yeah, pretty much. It just seems like I don't know. It's surprising that you haven't made any money, and people are gonna put it, make you $100 billion company when you haven't produced any actual results. It seems crazy as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So I got a story here, and like, I'll be honest, I'm a little skeptical if this is fake because it lacks a lot of details. But on the other hand, like, if it's true, like, I can kind of understand why it would lack details. So I'll see what you guys think. I'm marrying my biological dad, says 18-year-old woman. A woman 18 distressingly disclosed that she's walking down the aisle with her biological father, saying the wedding will represent our uniqueness. The aberrant condition, better regarded as consensual incest, can occur sometimes when biological parents reunify with their kids after many years apart when the youngster has become an adult. In this matter, the bride-to-be noted that when she was 16, she started a romantic relationship with her dad after he came back into her life after being disconnected for 12 years. The teenager expressed that it wasn't long before they knew they possessed strong feelings for each other. We discussed whether it was wrong, and then we kissed. And when we made out, and then we made love for the first time. That was when I lost my virginity, said the young woman. I want it to represent our uniqueness, so we aren't doing a white wedding. The color scheme is black and purple, and we are both going to wear Converse tennis shoes. He's wearing jeans and a nice dress shirt. He says he's not wearing a bow tie, but it's my wedding, and I am saying that he is. My grandmother and grandfather, my fiance's parents, are going to attend, and my grandpa will give me away. The tables will have bouquets of trees without leaves to represent our marriage, which will be like a growing tree. My dress will be black. The nuptial plans have since gone viral on Facebook, with many evidently startled by the disturbing love fable. One said, no, 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 I hope to God she doesn't go through with this wedding and she comes to her senses, while another posted, this is so wrong, so wrong. I wish someone would step in and save the poor girl. So, like, a part of me wonders if this was just like a scheme by a person on Facebook to get attention and they just made up this story.
I mean, those things do exist. Like, just people who are like scamming for some viral attention.
But the fact that they kind of say that it's like, a condition that can occur, when a parent is separated for a long time, that almost makes it sound like there have been other cases of this before. Maybe not marriage, but like kids and parents hooking up because of that situation occurs. And I'm just like, ugh. I don't know if that's true, but like, yeah. And the only thing that another thing that makes me think it's fake is I just can't imagine like her family like endorsing it. Like actually going to the wedding, giving her away. Like, can you imagine if you're a grandfather and you're like, oh yeah, I'm giving away my granddaughter to my son. Like, I can't imagine anyone like signing on for that. So it makes me think it's probably bullshit.
That's what really lost me when she said like the whole grandparents thing, and she also mentioned the bow tie thing, which really just made it creepy somehow.
Also, they don't like list a state or a country here. Like, I would imagine in most places, I would think it'd be like straight up illegal for them to get married.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that make me think this is maybe just someone trying to get attention on Facebook, but I don't know. I was a little perplexed by it.
I don't know. I've been hearing stories about incest like since I was a kid. It's always been there to creep people out. So I mean, some of it's true, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't. Man, I watched. Not a lot, but every once in a while I watch this YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly, and like he interviews like prostitutes and drug addicts and different stuff. But he went to Appalachia, and there's like this family that they're all like deeply inbred.
The whites?
Maybe that was it. And it's like, it's horrifying. Yeah. Most of them can barely talk. There's one guy who like, he just barks like a dog is how he communicates.
Yeah, they're really
weird.
inbred. Like,
super inbred, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the royal family 100 years ago.
Yeah, if you think back and you're like, I wonder if this is like if they were like this.
Yeah.
And then if they were, holy shit, that's...
It would be kind of funny to have a royal family that's all fucked up like that.
Like the circus is coming to town.
I think people would be like sarcastically like bowing and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Your Highness.
All right, I think we're ready for AJ story number 2 for the week.
All right. Let's see here. All right, this one is a little long, but it is a whirlwind, so let's check it out. A British woman has been jailed over a drunken 4-hour rampage on an Etihad flight where she asked male passengers to join her in the Mile High Club as the plane cruised at 30,000 feet. Demi Burton, 20, had already shocked 2 men by making crude comments about them having sex in flight during the 8-hour journey while she was intoxicated on red wine.
Oh, she's 20 and drunk.
She looks like this. She's not bad looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take advantage of a drunk 20-year-old. I don't see the problem here.
Apparently, everybody was appalled. Their knickers.
You would have a little bit of that thing where like everybody's like looking at you.
Yeah, if it was in public.
Hey, fuck you guys. I'm putting it out there. Fuck all of y'all.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're not going to ruin it for me.
Exactly. But when she was refused any more alcohol, Burton shouted, "You might as well land the plane now, then," before angrily raising her fist at cabin crew and going berserk as 259 passengers looked on. Staff on last year's May 9th flight from Abu Dhabi to Manchester tried to calm Burton down, only for her to headbutt, maul, and kick them during the flight, during the violent struggle. It took 6 crew members and passengers to restrain her. She was arrested when the plane touched down after a nightmare 4,500-mile journey. A consultant anesthetist. Oh, I can't read this word. Anesthetist.
That is a hard word.
Yeah. Traveling on the flight was bitten on the elbow and headbutted as he helped restrain Burton, claimed it was worse than anything he'd seen working in A&E. One stewardess was bitten on the forearm and headbutted around the chin. Other passengers received kicks to the ribs and face, while some were left bruised after sustaining headbutts to the cheek. This lady was insane. Air stewardess Fawzia Naim said in a statement, "It was a stressful situation, but whilst I managed to remain calm and professional, it's not acceptable for crew members to be treated this way and not fair for other passengers to witness things like this. As a result of her being verbally abusive towards me and assaulting, I couldn't eat or drink anything whilst the flight was ongoing." Burton from Carrington near Manchester had been traveling home from a 3-month trip to Australia where she had been visiting family. She claimed she had been drinking as she had a fear of flying. At Minshull Street Court, Crown Court, Manchester, she was jailed for 6 months after she admitted to being drunk on an aircraft and 5 charges of assault.
Damn, 6 months though?
Yeah, she did some time. Prosecuting Miss Claire Brocklebank said it appears she was drunk before getting on the flight and she started making a number of inappropriate sexual comments to a number of male passengers on the flight. 2 in particular remember hearing comments, and at first they laughed it off, but it became increasingly inappropriate, and she asked them to join the Mile High Club. Both tried to end the conversation with her, but she just carried on. One said he felt quite shocked by her comments, and people around her started asking her to be quiet as others could hear.
Probably would have caused less trouble if they would have just went and fucked in the bathroom.
Do your duty, man. Just help the flight out.
That crazy sex.
Got to calm her down somehow.
She shouted to one, "Shut up, you specky four-eyed," something, and other abusive comments, and swore.
There's no call for that.
4 eyes. One passenger who was a doctor and had his children with him, and it was very distressing and inappropriate. Some of the writing's weird. He spoke to one of the crew members and asked her to consider not serving any more alcohol to the defendant. Miss Brocklebank continued. The defendant then approached and asked 2 red wines, and she was refused. She was but she approached another crew member who hadn't received the message, and so she was given the wine. 10 minutes later, she was asking for more and was shouting, and the decision was made it would not be appropriate to allow this passenger any more alcohol. Well, geez, that's all it took. She again approached and asked them directly for alcohol and that she hadn't drunk anything and only needed it, otherwise she would suffer panic attacks. But she was informed about the decision. She started demanding to speak to the pilot and said, "You might as well just land the plane now." Attempts were made to calm her down. She got up from her seat and went in the direction of crew members. She raised her fist. So it's kind of repeating a lot of stuff we already talked about. But I mean, this lady went off, and she really wanted to get laid.
I'm guessing like the thing that got her in more trouble than even like the assaults, or just like the fact that she was like, trying to get the pilot to, threatening the pilot or whatever.
Crew members.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Like, I didn't even think you could talk to the pilots anymore. I thought they like locked themselves in.
They are locked in. I mean, maybe she was just like shouting by the cockpit door or something. I have no idea.
Saying like, "I want to get to the pilot. I want to talk to him."
Yeah, no.
But man, how do you get to life and be like this? How do you get to that point? 20 years?
Yeah.
Probably just a person that's not wrapped too tight to begin with, and then once she gets drunk, it's like just craziness,
Yeah. She definitely should not be drinking in public.
I've got one from this week that kind of ties in. So as I work in there's a girl who works in the building. She's pretty good looking, but I guess her backstory is like a couple weeks ago, someone pulled a gun on her and mugged her or something.
Damn.
But so there's this guy out in the parking lot, and like he kind of catcalls her or whatever, and she turns and goes the other way, and like she's trying to avoid him, and like somehow he makes this a race issue. He's like, "You're racist" and all this shit, and like she goes away and goes in the building, but then like he like comes in and is trying to interact with her, so I get between them, and it turns out he's a customer of a bank in the building, so he goes in the bank and he's doing business in there, and I'm waiting out here, and she's gone away. I'm like, okay, so he'll come out, go away, we'll be done, and like she comes back down, he comes back out, and like so he comes to me before she gets to me, and like he's like, I want her information, I want to like file a complaint and stuff. I was like, there's no way you're getting her information,
Yeah.
And then like she shows up, and I'm like, oh fuck, why did you come back? Just go away. And so like he's trying to like get into her with her again, and then so I get in between them, and he starts filming me and calling me racist and all this stuff, and like it's going on for a while.
So is this guy black?
Yeah, he's a black guy.
Did she say anything racist?
Like, that's the thing. I didn't see their interaction, so I don't know what he was reading that was racist, but it sounded like she just kind of had, like, some trauma, so she was just trying to avoid him and, like, everybody.
Okay.
And, like, so he took it as racist. But then, yeah, he was filming me and called me racist, and, like, he wanted to know all this stuff so he could file a complaint against me. And I don't know. It's just, like, it was a mess. But finally, like, he went to leave, and like he was out in the parking lot. He was driving a Range Rover, and he was like illegally parked in the handicap spot. I was like, this guy's a real piece of work.
The cops come give him a ticket. This cop is racist.
But yeah, man,
And he won't let me fuck him.
it's like it's a mess of people out there. I don't know if I told. Yeah, I think I told you guys this story yesterday, but like I was out, like I patrol a garage sometimes. I walked out and I was going around the garage, and like I just walked up on this old dude, just like pants down, taking a shit, like right in the broad daylight. I was like, oh god damn it. But yeah, that's a bad one. It sucked for me, but like also like I have to call the janitor and he has to clean it, so I felt kind of worse for him.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But like it's shocking, like the number of people that just like take a shit out there.
But I mean, I guess people don't let them use the restroom at establishments, right?
That's true, and like so many like restaurants and businesses right now, their lobbies are closed.
Oh yeah.
So you can't even like, yeah, I could see having an emergency, but I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to see somebody having an emergency.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I had another one. I don't know if I talked about this one on the show. I think I told you both about it. Where like
The New York subway one?
no, this was one that happened to me when I was on patrol.
Oh.
Like I had like a crazy guy who was yelling at a bunch of people, and like he got in front of the tram and stopped it and was screaming at it. But like in this going out and screaming at all these people, like he screamed like at this one woman, called her a bitch and all these names and stuff, and like she left. And then she came back with another guy, and they started beating his ass.
Oh yeah, you did.
And
tell us
like I
about
had
that.
to like get in between him and like kind of like save his like retarded ass, and he was an asshole too. I should have just let him kick his ass. I saw the same guy again today actually, and he's just walking around screaming at people. I was like,
Jeez.
it's like this is your life, but definitely mental issues.
Yeah.
Man, about your airplane story and him talking about his shit, I just thought about this. Do you guys remember there was a story like many years ago? I want to say it was like a European flight, but I don't remember for sure. But this guy took a shit on an airplane, and apparently it smelled so bad, and so many of like the other passengers complained that they emergency landed the plane.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this. I don't know where
That's a
is this
good one, man.
Yeah.
That's one you tell your grandchildren about.
I mean, that had to have been one hell of a shit.
Yeah.
Like if you can like shit so bad that the plane has to land, you did some business.
Like if I'm the pilot on that, I'm like, tough it out, fuckers.
Yeah, I'm behind this locked door, and you're
Or
breathing
maybe it's like
recycled
getting
air.
sucked in the ventilation. He's like, no, we're landing this baby. Oh, Josh, yeah, Jesus. You just see him parachuting away.
That would be.
Yeah, I might want to jump at that point.
It would be funny is if that's what happened in the. That Sully Sullenberger case. He's like, you know what? We're landing on the Hudson. We're not going to make it.
Now you know the rest of the story.
I would open the door to get that air suction and get it all out.
That was a rapid decompression.
Yeah.
It's okay, everybody. I fixed it.
Everybody's outside the plane.
Yeah. Should have buckled up.
They're like, it's better this way.
You get fined for polluting the world.
Man, that had to have been one hell of a shit. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, Manifesto round 2.
This one's just kind of a blurb. Christopher Walken's apparently in the show called, I think it's The Outlaws. And so it's this crime drama about a number of outlaws, and they get put on a, what is that, community service,
Okay.
like painting graffiti. And so whatever happens, like at the end of the show, like they find a real Banksy, and Christopher Walken actually paints over the top of it as part of the movie. I was like, that's a statement, I guess.
I mean, yeah, like that's gotta. I bet that's worth the money though, if you can.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how many they can salvage. Like, I know some of them I think probably have sold in like the millions, but I don't know. You
gotta-
can't just cut a chunk out of like a bridge or something.
Christopher Walken original over top of a Banksy. Like if you can somehow like carve that out and sell it.
But yeah, apparently that was a real thing.
Man, he is like a character, man. Christopher Walken.
Yeah. They said he never learned punctuation. That's why he talks the way he does.
I wish I could do his voice, but it's so unique. I can't really do it.
I feel like a lot of people do it.
There's people that can do it really well. Man, do you remember that music video that he was in where he's like dancing in the motel?
The worm or whatever.
Yeah, the weapon of choice or
Weapon
whatever.
of choice.
That's like a unique video.
Yeah, that's different. I've actually looked that up and watched it.
I have too. Like a couple months ago, I was like, I randomly came across like some old music video, and then I like went down this rabbit hole of like just like 90s music videos. In like early 2000s or whatever.
What's it called? The Secret Weapon?
Weapon of choice, I think.
Weapon of choice.
Yeah, that does sound right.
Fatboy Slim, I think. Okay, I got one here for you. Man sues his date for $162,994. Man, that's very random.
Yeah, that's pretty specific.
Claiming he caught herpes from kissing her. A personal trainer is suing a woman for $162,994 in compensation due to her negligence after he contracted mouth herpes from kissing her. Martin Ashley Conway alleges he has been traumatized and his work life severely affected after catching the cold sores herpes simplex virus via smooching with a woman in London during a romantic rendezvous. Conway contends his date, who went by Giovanna Lovelace, a date sounds like a prostitute to me, and was a member of Meetup.com, like him, was negligent in snogging him when she had a fresh cold sore. The 45-year-old man stresses she had an obligation to protect him from procuring a virus for life. Several days after the date, Conway says he became ill, developing mouth ulcers and flu-like symptoms, and even had to be hurried to an ER after having a panic attack. He is now suing Giovanna Lovelace for roughly $163,000, asserting she has to pay for infecting him with a germ which has left him necessitating therapy. Conway's internet honey, who is in her 30s, is combating the compensation claim in Central London County Court, which her attorney described as vexatious and frivolous and destined to fail. Conway arrogates he can't go cycling anymore as he's concerned that the stress and heat will ignite a mouth eruption. I was upset, angry, and very confused. I wanted justice, and it was then I decided I wanted to take legal action against the respondent for the illness she brought upon me. Conway said of the relationship with the woman, the respondent owed me a duty of care, and harm was reasonably foreseeable. It is fair, just, and reasonable for the court to impose a duty of care upon the respondent due to the risk that was negligently being taken with my health, which was reasonably foreseeable, which led to 3 weeks of severe acute symptoms leading to emotional, physical, and financial distress. I mean, if this worked, wouldn't everybody who ever got an STD from somebody try to sue him?
Yeah, there's a lot of that'd be a if you could be like the firm. Have you contracted herpes? Call 866. You may be owed money.
I mean, if he drank after her like a glass of water, that would make more sense. But you can see herpes on a lip. That's how you get the outbreak. Like if you go kiss them. So he was like desperate enough to like make out with a girl with herpes and then get mad about it later.
The landmark case of Conway v. Lovelace.
Yeah, that sounds like Linda Lovelace.
Yeah. Man, we're almost to an hour already, but AJ, you got something else for us?
Sure. Pilot-run service that lets people join the Mile High Club. So this is a lot like the last story, but a little different. A pilot has set up a scenic air tour company which allows passengers to get down to it and join the Mile High Club. Love Cloud was set up by Anthony Blake, who will fly people 5,280 feet above Las Vegas Strip for a night they probably are not going to forget anytime soon.
So this is the opposite of Virgin.
Yeah.
So this is like you have a girlfriend, and you're like, let's go for a special flight. Or is it a prostitute?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Did he provide the woman or not?
Just an orgy.
Blake has a twin-engine Cessna, which has been kitted out with a mattress and even a sex-position pillow, so couples can get down to it in comfort.
For couples.
Yeah. Well, it must be more comfortable than a normal airline toilet cubicle. The only problem is that the plane is pretty small and compact, with the pilot sitting just meters away, separated by a curtain door.
Well, it would seem like you'd make an investment to get something a little better than a curtain.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, folks.
He's driving a Cessna.
It's got like those like bead doorways like in the 70s.
He's like listening to every breath they take.
Got a camera.
However, customers and those interested in booking are reassured that the pilot has noise-canceling headphones on and most of the time can't
I
hear
assure you it's canceling.
But how much will it cost to charter the jet? Well, first of all, there are 3 options you can choose from. Romantic dinner flights.
30 seconds, 2 minutes.
Marathon man, 2 minutes. Romantic dinner flights, wedding and vow renewal, and the big one, the Mile High Experience flights.
Man, I don't want to go be like, oh, give me the dinner one. Hey, it smells like somebody just fucked in here.
Exactly. The steak smells like ass. Unfortunately for many, there isn't a 2-minute option. However, for a 45-minute flight, you will pay $995. If you fancy some extra time, a 60-minute package will set you back $1,095. And the most expensive package costs $1,495, which is a 90-minute flight. You will still be provided with some quick safety instructions and a full safety briefing before the setting off. And in 5 to 10 minutes, you'll have reached cruising altitude. This means you'll be able to remove your seatbelts and you can put a playlist on while you do the deed.
He's like, could you hit a little more turbulence up there?
We're trying to do, what do the Mormons call it? Docking?
Right.
Soaking.
Soaking?
or derfing.
Derfing, yeah, this is air derfing.
After landing, you'll be presented with his and her Mile High Club VIP certificate cards, and you can have a picture next to the aircraft. Speaking to the New York Post, Anthony Blake explained some of the scenarios he's found himself in, with one in particular involving 2 people who had caught their spouses cheating. The pair signed their separate divorce papers and met in Vegas without knowing each other and booked a flight. Anthony said upon arrival, the man was air-hugging her and they did not seem close. After the flight, I photographed them with their tongues down each other's throat. He took out her breast and they both flipped the bird. Then they sent the photos to their exes. Well, that's certainly one way to get back at a cheating ex.
There are worse ways.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They could take you up in the vomit comet and see if people could fuck during that 10 seconds of the wait list.
While you're floating. Really bang us around.
We were up there too long. And we did it twice.
Break your dick on re-entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just hit the ceiling, hit the floor.
2 concussed people.
Yeah, I'm done. Can I downgrade to the 30-minute?
Can I get one of those fish tacos I smell?
Man.
Well, we're over an hour, but if you got something else you'd like to roll out, we certainly can.
Not really. I'm running things. We didn't really talk about the Rittenhouse trial, but maybe we'll hit that next week. It'll be actually finished probably.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
And then we'll have some riots to talk about if he gets off.
Most likely.
Which he really could, yeah.
Yeah, looking at some of what I've seen so far, I think there's a fair chance.
Yeah.
Let's keep it light with the sex airplane.
Yeah, right.
Let's go out on the sex airplane.
Let's go out with the smashing your boner into things.
Well, if anybody listening or watching would like to take us up in the sex plane, please comment and let us know.
We'll pay for half.
Going in Dutch. But yeah, anyway, everybody listening, thank you very much. If you will, subscribe both to the YouTube channel and on your podcast service of choice. Give us the thumbs up, the likes. You can dislike us, but now with, I guess, YouTube's new thing, nobody can see that you disliked us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently that's the thing. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like what people, someone's just going to put dislike in the comments, and then 1 million people are going to like the dislike.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that probably is what people will do. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. So yeah, definitely comment. If you're feeling energetic, go write us a 5-star review. And why not, for the fun of it, follow us on Twitter. Not enough people follow us on Twitter. guys, where can people find you?
I am at a name for this too, and that's number 2.
At unsolicited SUG.
And you can find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. And if nothing else, you can find a piece of comic book art almost every day. That's about all I've been posting lately. Anyway, that is going to do it for all of our shenanigans in Poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.